Today I want to discuss the Scanco Warehouse 100 wave picking application and order picking application data collection processes. Wave picking and order picking are directed picking applications that direct the user through the warehouse to gather unallocated items. You can process the same sales order multiple times until all items are allocated. Touching this picking icon moves into the next screen that contains the wave picking and order picking icons. Depending on your process, you may have only one or both programs available. The screen on the left shows the wave picking and order picking icons enabled. The screen in the middle shows the wave picking icon enabled, and the screen on the right shows the order picking icon enabled. The first prompt in the picking process is the warehouse prompt. This prompt will fill in with your default warehouse code, and you can press enter to move forward, or scan, key in, or look up any valid warehouse. The lookup will only show warehouses that have been enabled for picking. The second prompt is the staging bin prompt. Depending on your process, this prompt may be pre-filled with a default staging bin, so you can press enter to move forward, or empty and require a valid entry. Data entry options include scanning a valid location, using the on-screen keyboard to key in a valid location, or using the lookup to select a valid bin location. The third prompt in wave picking and order picking is the sales order prompt. You can scan, key in, or look up any valid sales order to move forward. The one difference between wave picking and order picking is wave picking allows the user to create a list of multiple sales orders to pick during one trip around the warehouse, whereas order picking accepts entry of one sales order at a time. Since wave picking allows the user to create a list of orders, I will show you that process now. You will notice the Order Added field will display the total number of orders I have entered. The top bar and the menu both include the Order List button, which when pressed will display the list of orders that was created. You can swipe left to remove an unwanted order from the list, or press the Cancel button to move back to the sales order prompt. The top bar and menu bar both include the Start Pick button, which when pressed will move the program forward. The next screen will display information about the picking status. The lines on order field is the total number of lines for the orders being picked. The lines in your warehouse field is the number of lines that can be picked. The lines already picked field is the total number of lines that have already been picked during previous picking sessions. The lines you can pick field indicates the number of lines you can pick during this picking session. And the lines with insufficient quantity on hand field indicates there are lines you are not able to pick during this picking session. Press OK to move forward to the item prompt. One thing I forgot to mention that you are probably wondering about. Did you notice that there was a number badge on the picking icon? That is there to let the user know they have sales orders assigned to them. The sales order lookup will show the assigned sales orders at the top of the list in green. These are sales orders that were assigned by the warehouse manager using the Scanco Warehouse dashboard order assignments programming. The processes for wave picking and order picking are exactly the same from this point on. At the item prompt, you will see all the information regarding the first item that is to be picked. If you have images for your items, they will be displayed next to the item's description. You can touch the image to display a picture of the item on your screen. You can pinch zoom in on the item to make the image larger. The lock button in the upper right can be enabled to allow rotation of the image. The cancel button will return to the previous prompt. Once you arrive at the bin location displayed, the best option is to scan the barcode on the item to move forward. If scanning a barcode is not possible, you can use the on-screen keyboard for your entry. Depending on your process, you may or may not have the Scan Each button on the menu, and if it is there, you may be able to enable and disable the Scan Each feature, or it may be locked on so you cannot disable it. When Scan Each is enabled, the quantity prompt will be removed and each item scanned will be recorded as a quantity of 1. If you have Scanco SkyPrint, the print button can be enabled for printing labels. Choices for printing include auto printing labels equal to the quantity collected, prompting for the number of labels to print, or manually printing labels when labels are required. The top bar and menu bar both include the skip button. If you arrive at the bin location displayed and the item is not in that location, you can press the skip button to move forward. The choices when the skip button is pressed are Next Item, Next Bin, which will display the next bin in the warehouse to get the next item required. Same Item, Next Bin, which will display the next possible bin for the same item that is currently displayed on the device screen. The Update Lookup button will refresh the quantities available and display all possible bins for the item that is currently displayed on the device screen. The Cancel button will return back to the item that is currently displayed on the device screen. The Send button is used to post data collected and can be pressed either after each order is collected or after a group of orders are collected. I will discuss the Send button more later. Choosing Review from the menu will display the items that have been collected. You can touch any of the records displayed to see more details about that record. If you touch the item field, you can scan, key in, or look up another record. You also have the option to remove data that was incorrectly collected during review. You can press the back button in the upper left corner to return to the data collection screen. The Short button on the menu shows all items that have not been picked and allow you to choose an item to collect next by touching the item on the screen. If the item collected is not lot controlled or serialized, the next prompt will be the quantity collection prompt if Scan Each is disabled. The user can key in or scan a valid quantity. Depending on your process, you will either be allowed to collect a quantity up to the quantity ordered or collect a quantity higher than the quantity ordered after accepting this warning message. This prompt does not accept a quantity of 0 and cannot be left blank. If the item collected is lot controlled, the user will be required to collect a valid lot number. You can scan, key in, or look up the lot number. The lot prompt cannot be left blank, and invalid lot numbers will not be accepted. The lot number lookup will show all available lot numbers. After lot entry, the quantity for the lot must be entered. The same rules apply to this prompt as the previously explained quantity prompt. If the item collected is serialized, the user will be required to collect valid serial numbers. You can scan, key in, or look up the serial number. The serial prompt cannot be left blank, and invalid serial numbers will not be accepted. The serial number lookup will show all available serial numbers. The Send button is the last step in the data collection process. When the user presses the Send button, they will receive the confirmation message. Pressing Yes will proceed with posting the collected data. After sending the collected data, the success message will be displayed where the user can press OK or press the Results button to check to see if the collected data has been imported properly. This concludes the Warehouse 100 wave picking application and order picking application presentation. Thank you for your time.